taking the time to be with us here today. We're grateful for your encouragement and your support of education and its importance. I'd like now to introduce Ms. Ingrid Macon, who is representing our graduating students of 2010.
Good afternoon to our family, friends, students, professors, administrators, distinguished guests, Mr. Robert Bauer. Thank you for joining us today. And to my class of 2010, congratulations! If you had at least one all-nighter, I need you to stand up on your feet. If there was at least one student who really got on your nerves and you're still here, I need you to stand up on your feet. If there was at least one class you didn't think you were going to pass, I need you to stand up on your feet and make some noise. Now that I know I'm in the right place, I'm ready. So standing on this stage today, I cannot help but laugh because I don't know about you all, but for the better half of my grade school years, I was a chugger. That's right, I was a chugger. I just kept chugging along, turning in homework, taking tests, with no real interest in what I was doing. I just did it because it needed to be done. So my attitude towards school was passive, to say the least. And that's not to say that I didn't get good grades, because I did, but that's also not to say that I learned anything. Yes, I did. I can pretty much guarantee that I couldn't answer a question 20 minutes after I took the test. Okay. In fact, something very interesting about myself is when I was in middle school, I thought being a teacher was the most asinine profession in the world. I mean, you went to school to go back to school, to practically live in school. I just didn't see how sensible that was. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone on this. But all jokes aside, let's think back. I know we all have a favorite teacher who really brought the subject matter to life. For me, it was 7th grade math with Ms. Velasco. We took a picture out of a picture book, and I chose Princess Jasmine because she was fly. We placed a coordinate plane over the picture, and we plotted the most distinctive points of that picture. We scaled the coordinates by 4 to make a bigger picture. And finally, math made sense to me. This is when I finally fell in love with learning. I realized that there's a reason why we have a coordinate plane. You can draw stuff on it. And I also became aware of how I can apply multiplication, coordinate planes, scaling, and all the other mathematical principles we learned in class and apply them to engineering, computer graphics, architecture, animation, and a host of other fields. And even though my years of doing work just to get by left deficits in my knowledge of basic math, I still wanted to try. And I kept trying until now I'm on the path to become a math teacher. I fell even deeper in love with learning in high school through my French teacher, Madame Vandergrift. She knew that French was more than just noun, adjective agreements, and verb conjugations. She knew it was more than just la belle France. It was about opening our eyes to Algeria, Senegal, Haiti, Burkina Faso, New Caledonia, Vietnam, and all of the other rich Francophone cultures with an open mind, cultural sensitivity, and compassion. At the age of 16, never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined how knowing French opened opportunities for me to explore the world. But I'm so thankful that I have taken advantage of what an education that pulls the content out of the books and into meaningful lessons has helped me to accomplish in life. And just this year, I have learned so much from my colleagues. who keeps his students laughing and learning. Leah, who attempts to make personal, yet professional, relationships with each of her students. Caitlin, who will use Little Wayne, we like her, not just to be the cool teacher, but to demonstrate to her students the difference between conventional English and conversational English, both of which have an appropriate time and place. Kendra, who by teaching Spanish is empowering her students to be agents for social change. Jen, who even when her students try to test her patience, she just keeps rolling with the punches. I admire the tenacity of my colleague, Ryan, who sent individual notices to the parents of every one of his students to inform them about the upcoming parent-teacher conferences. He did this because he realizes that it's just that important to have parents engaged in their child's education. And as a result, he had a line wrapped around the corner. Susan, who encourages her students to move from the level of memorizing miscellaneous chemistry facts to understand the complexities of chemistry. Laura, who strives to answer the ubiquitous question, why do we need to learn this? With the answer better than, because it's going to be on your next test. Seriously. First, we know that the threat of a test is not going to work for many of our students, and it shouldn't. If all we're doing is equipping our students to write some answers on a test, then we're failing in our mission as teachers. We have such precious little time with our students, especially for those who live in areas where crime, poverty, and failure is the norm. The stakes are too high and the consequences are too severe. We need to demonstrate what an education can do for them. I took a hint from my colleague Tricia, who uses her entire body to teach. She realizes that the conjugation je danse, tu danses, il danse, written on the blackboard, is not nearly, get it girl, is not nearly as fun or as binding as je danse, tu danses, il danse. All right. So how's that for total physical response? And to tell the truth, I look like a complete fool on a regular basis in front of my students, but I bet you that they will never forget danser. Stefan, who creates a student-centered environment. Melanie, who uses goat hoops, yes, real goat hoops from Bolivia to get her kids' attention. And I say, hey, whatever works, use it. And if they work the way she says they do, I'm on the next line. So what I try to do in my classroom is to bring the content to life. To be a teacher who creates a learning community, where the teacher is neither the focus nor the omniscient force, but where all prior knowledge, contributions are encouraged, and where respect is the utmost expectation. A teacher who knows that a student's intrinsic worth cannot be determined by a letter grade, because even struggling learners have potential to succeed. A teacher who realizes that disengaged students may not be a reflection of low motivation on the student's part, but low effort and imagination on the teacher's part. Of course, we want our students to have a strong work ethic, which manifests itself in the form of good grades, and to have aspirations for a post-secondary career. But most importantly, we want to prepare our students not only for the next assessment, but to be productive, skeptical, critically thinking members of a global society. And I hope that's what we all strive to be, whether we're in administration, whether we're teaching, whether we're doing research, whatever it is, we have to think of our students first. And I hope we're all on the road to become successful educators who bring the information to life so that our students, even the ones who struggle, will continue to see the benefits of an education and apply these lessons in a meaningful way. Congratulations to the class of 2010. God bless and go!